Welcome everyone, this is Ozo Stock Watch, and this is your Stock Watch list for Thursday, October 12th. Futures right now, the Dow futures are down about 3, the S&P futures down about 1, and the NASDAQ futures are basically flat. For our calendar tomorrow for Thursday for earnings before the bell and after the bell, here come the banks and here comes earnings season, guys. We got Citigroup, Domino's Pizza, JP Morgan reporting in the morning tomorrow before the open, and then after the bell we have EXFO. Earnings season is going to get into full gear next week. All right, and for Friday, just so you know, Friday the 13th, we have Bank America, PNC, and Wells Fargo. Those are reporting before the bell on Friday the 13th. But back to Thursday, we have for our economic information, initial jobless claims at 8:30. We also have some Fed speak going on at 10:30. Don't forget, tomorrow we have the EIA oil number coming out at 11, and then we have the nat gas report at 10:30. And we have some Fed speak in the evening, and so that'll be in the evening at 9:15 p.m. So that's your economic information for tomorrow. Here's your earnings cast calls for tomorrow. JP Morgan will be at 8:30. Citigroup will be at 10 o'clock. All right, so those are your two big ones. And then in the afternoon, you have that EXFO. And just if you'd like to see, we'll have for Friday, you have Bank America at 8:30, PNC at 9:30, and Wells Fargo at 10 o'clock. So let's go ahead and go through some of the markets. As you can see, the SPY is in a nice upward trend here, nice grind up, holding this 5 EMA. Today we broke out to new highs here on the SPY, so very nice move in the SPY after the FOMC minutes came out at 2 o'clock today. SPY initially moved down, but then caught itself and came right back up for the SPY. If we go ahead and look at the QQQ, very strong, starting to maybe break out here on the QQQ. This one was lagging. The Qs were lagging behind, but now they've caught up and look like they're ready to take out that 148 area on the QQQ, and we'll look at some of the names in the Q in a moment. If we look at the IWM, this one is, watch this 10 SMA, all right? All good things kind of start at the 10 SMA, as you can see back here. When we got above the 10 SMA, then we held the 10 SMA. So let's see if we can hold this 10 SMA on the IWM, which is at 149.55. So watch that 149.55 spot, the 10 SMA. I'm not saying that, Armageddon will happen if we break down below it, but, we should get, if we do break the 10 SMA, you would think, we'll come down to at least this 148 and then maybe a rising 20 SMA on the IWM. But right now it's just in this consolidation holding the 10 SMA. IWC holding the 5 EMA and trying to break out here over this 96.70 area on the IWC, and so very strong there on the micro caps. All right, so next up we'll take a look at the diamonds. Diamonds breaking out. This is the ETF for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and if you want to see the Dow Jones, I'll show you that too. So that's a DJ30, and we'll go right there. All right, so here's the breakout of the Dow Jones. Looks like has 23,000 in store for us next, and I'll get rid of another resistance line as we continue to trend back up. Even threats with North Korea not stopping this market, just keeps pushing higher. I mean, eventually we'll have a pause, okay? But right now, the trend is up, the movement is up, stocks are strong. And so let's see, what they want to do, and just keep playing what you have in your setups that you have in front of you. Let's go ahead and look at Amazon, some of the big names now. Look at Amazon trying to break out over this 996, 997 spot here on Amazon after holding support down here and maybe trying to break out. Google is our leader right now. Google pushing higher, trying to break that 990 spot on Google. So we got up above these two levels here, and we're starting to push back up on Google. Apple had an update today, but still below the 50 SMA, so Apple still has some work to do. needs to get back over the 50 SMA. Facebook, on the other hand, just basing, holding above the 5, holding above the 10, and trying to break out over this 175. We hit it here and we hit it here, but we got rejected, but we haven't moved down that much on Facebook, still holding this 5 EMA. Price line PCLN, trying to break out over that resistance spot on price line. Tesla, let's take a look at that. Tesla was down today a tad, trying to get back over this 20 SMA on Tesla, and that we'll call it the 360 level here, 358, 360 level on Tesla. We bounced off of support here. We're kind of in this channel right now between the 390 and the 330, and I would say kind of in limbo right now. We need to get back over 360 and maybe head back up on Tesla. Netflix, this name is very strong, pushing up, flagging back down, holding the 5 EMA on Netflix. So one very strong stock, 3-stick pullback there. Let's see what it does tomorrow. Nvidia is super strong after breaking out over that 170, pushing up, now trying to break out over 191 after breaking out over this consolidation here, which was around that 182 level, and pushing up. So that's some of the bigger names, and we'll go ahead and get right into the watch list. This AEZS, trying to push up and out. So we had a high today of 235. So if we get up to over that 230 spot on AEZS, we might get that continuation move in this name. A lot of small biotechs running today. AKTX, nice pop in this name today, 2.3 million shares. So this one will be on watch for a possible intraday setup, maybe back over that 755 spot on AKTX. AMD, the semiconductor name, bouncing, held this 200 spot, held the 200 SMA here, 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 and here, here, here. So the 200 SMA was definitely in play on this one. Now maybe we're going to try to break out over this 14 spot on AMD. AMMA, this one had some nice pops last week or 2 weeks ago, and got a pop today, 1.7 million shares. So if we can get back over maybe that 205, 206, you might get a continuation move in AMMA. Next up we have ARDX. This one popped in after hours. Okay, there was some news out on it, and so it popped, pulled back. But we'll see if this one sets up intraday on RAGX. Maybe this one wants to fill the gap too, so we'll see. AVGR, this is a small, under even 50-cent name. Popped today, pulled back. We'll see if it can get back over, that 41, 42 cents if you like these smaller names. CASI, big pop in this name, pulled back. This would have to set up on an intraday basis for me, but CASI, we did get that break of, that 250 and just jammed right up on that one. CLRB, I'll see how this one sets up intraday. 1.2 million shares, trying to get, back over this $2 level. We had a high back here of 206. And we had a high today of 204. So if it gets over that, 206, 207, you might get a move in CLRB. CLSN, very strong stock. We had this big pop up on CLSN. Then it pulled back, 2-stick pullback, and now it's popping again. So watch this one if it can break over 595. Maybe you get that 6 continuation move on CLSN. COP, a bigger name. All right, to give a little flavor for everybody here, but this one had a nice run here and pushed up, now pulled back to about the 20 SMA. So if this one can get back over $50 a share on COP, oil name, you might get a continuation move in that name, okay? And you get a nice dividend with that one too. So for those folks that like the bigger names, COP is one to watch, possible swing trade there. CRMD, back to the small names, trying to break out over this 75, 77 cents. We had a high back here of 77. We had a high here of 77. So if it gets over that 77, 78, maybe you get that 0.80 break, and you fill this gap back here, and maybe a touch of the 200 SMA on CRMD. 6.4 million shares traded in that name. FSNN, nice pop in this name, and trying to maybe get back over this $3 area on this name. A little bit light in the volume today, but if it can get back over 3, you might get some volume in this telecom services name, FSNN. IMNP, pop today, 3 million shares. So we'll see how this one sets up intraday for IMNP. All right, ITUS. This one's starting to shape up. We had this big pop. We got this pullback. Now we're back over the 10 SMA. The high today was 319, 1.4 million shares. So maybe over that 320, 325 spot. ITUS might give us a continuation move. KTOV, big pop, big winner today, up to 315, 4.6 million shares. So we'll have to see how this one trades. I see it also. It's up here at 367 also in the after hours. So I don't know if we'll get a trade in this tomorrow, but a nice pop in the after hours on KTOV. LBIX, we actually traded this one in the service at zozostockwatch.com. And we got a beautiful trade in this one here, 10.5 million shares. So we'll see if this one sets up again. LINU, nice pop here the other day, up to about that 3 and change level. Now it pulls back. Now it's still kind of just like flagging here, this $2 level, holding above the fast moving averages. So we'll see if this one wants to set up specialty retail. And you see the big volume that came in here on that one. Lulu, I got to watch this one over, let me see, on Lulu, 63.40. So if it gets over 63, like 30 or so, you might get a nice continuation move in Lulu. Seems to be the strongest one in the apparel sector right now. Like names like Nike are kind of weak, and Under Armour are weak, but Lulu has pretty much the best chart, and I don't know if that's because of takeover chatter or what, but watch that break of 63.35, 63.40 on Lulu. Monster, MNST, been holding the 50 SMA, 1.4 million shares traded. We have 55.89 the high today, so if it could get over that 55.90, maybe you get that 56 break on MNST, Monster Beverage. So it looks like maybe a nice swing trade there. MTBC popped a few days ago all the way up to 550. Now we're basing under 350. The high today was 354. So maybe 345, 350 break on MTBC, or if it sets up intraday, might be one to watch for tomorrow. NAC as a gold stock, this one is popping. 5.9 million shares came into the name today. So looking for, the highs to maybe get taken out, 204. It's come from $1.70. Had this indecisive candle here. This candle looks much better on NAK. So keep your eye on that one for maybe a possible gold play. NYMX. This one had 144,000 shares today, so a little bit light on the volume, but it is maybe trying to break up and out here. We got over the $4 area. The high today was 407, so maybe over that 407, 408 spot on NYMX, and you might get some volume coming into the name. ONCS, big pop in the after hours, up to $1.30 on this name, so it'll be on watch to see if we get an intraday setup in that biotech. ONTX, very strong name today, broke out over this 225 spot, broke out over the 200 SMA, and we'll see if this one sets up intraday. RGSE had news this morning and popped up to about that 275. You see it likes to pop here, so this one will be on watch. Closed at $2.10, over 16 million shares traded. So we'll see if this one sets up intraday for that name. RNN, another biotech name, kind of flirting with this 319 spot. So watch it over maybe 320. The other day it hit 318. So if this can get over 320, Maybe this one RNN pushes up. SPEX, nice pop today. We actually called this one in the room, and folks got a nice pop in this. So watch this $1.75 break. The high today was $1.85. I think if it can get back over $1.75, you might get that continuation move. SRAX, pops and drops, pops and drops. Not a favorite, but, keep your eye on it. Stranger things have happened in this market, so keep your eye on that one. TEUM, this is not a favorite either. Would have to get up over this like $1.48, $1.50 spot here on TEUM, and then it gets clearance above the 200 SMA. 1.7 million came into the name, but it pulled back to $1.20. So this one might need a little more time, but watch that $1.50. UCET semi stock, pushing up here. Looks interesting. Holding the 10 SMA. Pulled back here, popped, and now consolidated a little bit. Now pushing back up. Semis have been really strong. The SMH, and I showed you in the video before. So UCTT looked real nice. Another one name in that arena of the semis is this MRVL, kind of like cup handle, and basing under 1865-ish, 1875-ish on MRVL. And I showed you AMD. So AMD, looking good too. So let's see if AMD can break that 14, and maybe Marvel break that 1875 spot. ZSAN, ZSAN. This one, popped today. It's about a $1 stock. Got as high as I actually tried this one. I got a little money on it, but then it came back at me, so I got out. But it's trying to push up off of this base here, and we'll see if it can give us a setup for a continuation in ZSAN. So that's pretty much it for the watch list. This has been Zozo from Zozo Stock Watch. My first name is Mike. If you have any stocks that you're looking at, leave them on the comments. Anything to comment on the video, put that on the comments. If you like the videos, hit the like, thumbs up button. If you're new to the videos, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, YouTubers, for listening to my videos. I hope they're helping you out, and I will talk to you along the way on Twitter. I'm Zozo Stock Watch on Twitter, and I'm also Zozo Stock Watch on StockTwits. And reach out, say hi. All right, thanks so much for listening.